And there is $417,000 being lifted on a forklift. Scary. Welcome to the JandJAutoWrecking YouTube channel. Today we have a very special guest car here that we're tearing apart. This is Tyler Hoover of Hoovie's Garage, 2008 Maybach 57S. Prepare yourself, guys. This thing is really a treat. Full disclosure, it has no available title. That's how we got it. Don't really know the whole backstory, but this thing is parts only, not going to be saved. Right off the rip, it has an interesting Mako paint job on it. Any part you're going to buy here clearly is going to have to be paint to match. Head on over to his channel where you can see the build where he documents this thing, but I'm not so certain I'm a fan of this two-tone he picked out. This is not the OEM color. Underneath the hood, this is a 57S, which gives it the 6-liter W12, making a stellar 604 horsepower and 664 foot-pounds of torque. Fun fact, in 2008, this car was one of 119 and had a $417,000 window sticker, and now it's at a junkyard. In today's money, that's probably like 600 grand. 3 Lambos. I'm effectively staring at 3 Lambos right now, and there's a piece of wood holding the hood up. Let that sink in. Right there, for continuity. The hood struts don't even work. Really good condition all the way around, though. Like I said, he fixed the car and just ran into some title issues with it. We'll step inside here in just a second and check out all the luxurious features of this bad boy. Came with some extra free parts in the rear because every $400,000 car needs a spare window regulator. I don't know, that must be an upper 1% problem. Let's check out the back seat of this girl where really all the magic happens. All right, well, right off the rip, this is broken. Missing a pocket here, so left rear door panel is gonna need a little bit of repair. Heated seats, let's get those going because it is frosty. All right. Window works. Man, that is some thick double pane glass. I know these things are supposed to be soundproof, and holy cow, that thing is as thick as my finger. Now I know why it comes with a spare window regulator. Terrible aftermarket tint job on it too. What else is in this bad boy? Well, that opened once. Awesome set of gauges back here so you can see how fast the Jeeves is going up front. We have speed, time, and temperature. Very useful things there. All right, let's get inside the front here. Previous owner left a couple of invoices here. $1,000 repair bill from the old Wizard. And that was for effectively an axle boot and a window regulator. Oh, these are 2 separate accounts. Oh boy, these are 2 separate repairs. So $1,000 on the first hit, $3,800. Oh my goodness. And that was for Freon and speedometer and upholstery repair and a passenger window regulator. Wow, used window regulators are $487. All right, let's test out some parts up here. No idea what I'm looking at. We're all going to learn together here. Hey, that's not supposed to be like that. Let's see if we can fix it. Nope, not going to be fixable. Lovely. All right, seat moves back, forward, tilt and recline, headrest up and down. Heated seats are right there. Those are working. While we've got it, let's just see this window. Not winning any speed races here with that. All right, let's fire up the old 21 speaker sat nav system, as Clarkson would call it here. Right off the rip. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, sorry. I guess I expected more. So did I turn it back off or did it freeze? Count to 5 in my head. Try it again. 1, 1,000. Oh, okay, there we go. just needed woken up. Fun fact, I do know this button right here is for the old Aromatic Duo. This car has a very interesting proprietary aromatic system. Mercedes had pneumatic dampening and pneumatic height adjustment on the fly. 2 separate pump setups and everything in this car. They designed it just for this. And apparently it's really expensive to fix, so hopefully it all works. And 20 seconds later, that radio is still not booting. This is the pinnacle of 2008 luxury. And this is what you had to deal with. Distronic inoperative. Well, its Mercedes roots are shining through in abundance. While we're waiting for things to boot up, that 6-liter W12 has been very, very thoroughly tested. When the car arrived from Kansas, it was still running on the trailer, and the transporter may not have spoke English too well. And from what we determined, he just jumped it and left it running on a 20-30 hour truck ride. So this car just idled halfway across the country, sitting on the back of an F-250. Where it got delivered here, still running, and surprisingly it still has fuel in it. But this motor, super well tested. I would buy this thing with confidence and put it in whatever. If that didn't kill it, really nothing will. 2 minutes into this, the radio still is not booting. We're just, yeah. Let's test out the climate control, see if that works. No, we don't want low. Oh wow, that's slow. There is the outside air filtration system. I don't know why they couldn't just call it a cabin filter, but there's a button for it. Rest mode, for those of you that don't know, if your Mercedes has been turned off, that will keep a heat pump circulating heat through the heater core so you can stay warm at a car park. I don't know. It's been an old Mercedes thing. If you've been around the block with a Mercedes, you know what it is. If you haven't, there's your fun tip for the day. My driver's seat is working quite well in the heating department. It's getting nice and warm. Something else that's guaranteed not to work. Let's go ahead and test out the sunroof while we're just waiting ever so patiently. This thing is lined in a beautiful Alcantara and full of frost. 3, 2, 1, go. Remember, $417,000 right here. That is 3 of my houses, 40 of my cars, 100 of my motorcycles, and the sunroof goes back inch by inch. Let's see if it goes forward. Seriously, Maybach? Seriously? Hey, guess what still hasn't booted up? The radio. Let's try turning it off again. So I just want to give you guys a rundown of what kind of car this was built for. The Queen rides in one of these famously. Some people that you may know that have one of these: Rihanna, Madonna, Kanye West, Charlie Sheen, Nicki Minaj, Chris Brown, Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, Jay Leno, Samuel L. Jackson, 50 Cent, Kris Jenner, Woody Allen, and Alex Rodriguez. That's a long list of people that have sunroofs that don't work. Wow. There's like $6 million in cars just on this list alone. Some other things to note: we already went over the 21 speaker Bose radio system. We'll show it off in a little bit when we get into it here. But right here, underneath this center console, is a completely separate climate control system. It has its own heater core, an AC evaporator, and it has its own, I think they share a condenser up front though, but the rear has a completely isolated climate control system with dual compressors up front. I just noticed the windshield is cracked too. This thing is the gift that keeps on giving. Man, still nothing out of that radio. This is really befuddling my test video here. Other things that work: steering wheel. Let's go ahead and test out the passenger window and mirror to see what else is working. Alright, let's just go ahead and see if the mirror works. Alright, halfway through that one. Of course, that's a standard S-Class part, so that'll work because it's not really worth that much. Let's see if the power fold works on it while we're over here. 3, 2, 1. Alright. So the things that you wouldn't expect to work are working. driver mirror. Hey look, I see delamination. We're doing this in vain. And the old man parking assist mirror. What else can we test? Because nothing works. Headlights. Those have got to be worth a ton of money. Let's see if they fired up. Those have to be the biggest protector headlights I've ever seen. These things, oh dude, I don't know if the camera's picking it up. They have Maybach etched into the lens. There is that sleek, elegant front end design that everybody talks about in reviews of this car. I don't know if it's the ugliest thing I've ever seen or one of the prettiest things ever, but it's, man, that's a face only a mother or somebody that spent 400 grand could love. That's all I'm gonna say about that. All right, auto close. Probably not gonna work, but let's try it. Okay. I'm seeing something awesome over here too. I know this car had a quarter panel put on it and the bodywork was done by a famous local chain, but the trim. Boing. All right, let's step inside and test out the transmission. Drive. Very aggressive brakes. Reverse. One thing I do want to point out is the absolutely ridiculous and massive dual front caliper setup they had to put on these cars to slow it down. We have two, I believe, 8-piston calipers, so a total of 16. This has beautiful 19-inch wheels wrapped in tires so fine I've never heard of them. The Nankang. NK Unity SP7. That name just exudes quality. All right, I think we've tested everything we can, or at least found everything that works so far. Now it's time for the guys to start tearing this thing apart, and we're gonna check back in and let you know some of the weird stuff we find in this thing. I'm really curious to see how that rear climate control system works. I saw a diagram of it online. We're gonna post it up down below, but it looks really interesting. Stay tuned. I heard there's a cool cubby up here. This thing's got all the cool hiding spots. Hit it, Mason.
Go gadget, something.
That looks like something else coming out of the dash there. One more time for those in the back. You've just come home. You're going home from a long night and boom, pop out cell phone adapter thing.
Beyblades and Pokemon and Tony Hawk. Oh.
Holy cow, there's a secret glove. There's a glove box part 2. But wait,
Let's press all the buttons.
there's more. Apparently there's a secret compartment down here with a remote in it. Is it a phone too? It is. What in the heck kind of go-go gadget cell phone remote is this, and how do I get one? Is that where you keep the drugs?
I keep the truck.
Whoa. Rich mahogany everywhere. I just want to know how you use this awesome combination cell phone remote. Wizard.
What's going on, John?
Hey, I got a quick car question for you, and I know you're the Mercedes guy. We can't get some parts off of this thing. Can you give me a quick hand here?
Oh, it's a Mercedes? Yeah, what you got?
Well, prepare yourself.
All right. Oh, is that the car I think it is?
Oh, that's it. And we're having a little bit of trouble getting this interior part on this thing.
That's the Hoovie's garage, Maybach?
It sure is, man.
I think I'm not going to go down that road with you, man. I'm good.
Uh-oh. No advice?
No, I'm good on that, man. I think I'm out on that one, bro.
Well, thanks for taking my call, man. I guess we're going to be left to our own devices here, cutting this thing up.
All right, we'll cut it up. Yeah, it's actually the car's where it belongs. Please do cut it up.
Yeah, we're going to. There's going to be something special when we're done with this one.
Okay, very good.
All right, Wizard, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Bye. Apparently we found more cool stuff. I'm guessing they just discovered the seat back tray tables. You two are fancy like Applebee's on a date night. We have all sorts of cool things back here.
A cooler.
A chiller.
This is for your champagne glass.
It is.
And this is for... Not gonna say.
This is gonna be the last one we ever bought. These guys are having way too much fun with this thing. Smile for me, Daddy. What you looking at? I want to see that grill. $5,000. You kind of wonder why people steal Hellcats and not these. Darren, did you get the seat out? Show us where the seat was for the camera. Darren.
I think it's more impressive you have the door panel off.
Dude, we're trying to record. That we need to document the seat removal. Where was the seat? Show us where it was.
It's already out.
Did you get it out?
How did you fix the problem? What was wrong with it?
Yes, the seat came out.
The seat came out. What was the issue, Darren? Was there a wire run haphazardly?
Yes. Retarded people.
For those of you at home, Darren is quite proud that he removed the seat from this car. Now he's being camera shy. It's been a day and a half and we've only made it this far. I wouldn't say only, but now we're on to the really fun stuff. There is the 5.5 liter V12. So it's John from tomorrow, and I'm not today. This car does not have a 6 liter W12. I happened to do a Bentley Flying Spur before this, and my brain just went 12 cylinders and expensive. 5.5 liter V12 Mercedes bi-turbo. That is what's in this. That is what we were selling. If you call us and try to order the 6 liter W12 that I told you, you're not going to get this motor. Just wanted to clarify that before all of you let me know in the comments down below how dumb I am, which I kind of deserve. So we are at the end of day one on the Maybach, whatever you want to call it, and we made a pretty good dent in it, but this thing is probably going to take another day and a half. We're really starting to get into the nitty-gritty of this thing here. We get our first sneak peek at the AC system in this car, though. I think it's pretty cool. Let's check it out here. Inside the old center console, we see it has its own evaporator system, its own blower motor, its own resistor. Up front, it has two entirely separate AC systems. As you can see here, it has two receiver dryers on it. It's got two condensers, two compressors, so it's going to be a fun one. Update, it's day 3 on the Maybach. I don't call it day 2.
Because the other day you called it day 1. Friday you called it day 1.
Well, when did you start on it? Thursday, didn't you?
Thursday at 2.
So, we'll call this day 3.
Well, Friday, you want
Day 2.75.
Your math is terrible.
Anyways, update. It has been a weekend and the 57 is still in here. Darren wants to show you the seats he pulled out, and this is what we found so far on the interior.
It's not a seat, I can't do it.
Right there is the seat that Darren removed. Everybody watching this video, give a round of applause for Darren's seat removal skills. Thank you, everybody. Here is that climate control system we were talking about that was located in the center console. Rather complex. I would hate to be the guy that has to work on this thing. Wiring harnesses for days. We're not going to be able to answer this question, but how much do you guys think the wiring weighs in this car? I bet you there's got to be 300 pounds of wire in this car. This is a scrapper's dream. There are harnesses. Man, that's a solid like 10 pounds right there. There is just harness for days in this car. That is one seat harness. One rear seat has 12 plus connectors. There's what the inside of your Maybach 57 dashboard looks like. So we're going to continue working on this. We're going to do something special on this video. We're going to look at this thing and dismantle too, just to see what is going on underneath this thing, so to speak. So you guys, this next update, this car will be on a rack and hopefully torn down a little bit further. Stay tuned. All right, we are back here. The Maybach, however the heck you want to say it, is over here in the dismantle facility. I forgot the SD card in this camera, so we're rolling with this on a phone here. Not a whole lot to see yet. Zach, you took the suspension out. It's on the ground. Ooh. A lot of fanciness there. Nice remanufactured air struts. Anything else significant and different underneath this girl yet?
The trunk's rather nice. Did you see the gas tank setup out there?
Oh, I saw that. I did, I was there when they took the car apart.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
What are we working on now, Zach?
We are currently trying to get the drive shaft out of here.
The most over-engineered brace, I guess?
Literally, you got 3 of them. You got uno, dos, tres.
So you have 3 drive shaft braces. They were really concerned with this thing coming through the floor. Wait, it has 2 carrier bearings too. Wow, carrier bearing number 1, carrier bearing number 2, and one heck of a flex joint there. The steering setup is something interesting on this. It's like a Mercedes and a Chevy truck got together. I don't know if we can get any good photos of it here.
I got my flashlight.
Do you? There we go. We got a good old Saginaw or Pitman arm setup. Yeah, it's a Saginaw setup. No rack and pinion. This girl has good old-fashioned drag links. And they're in the back because it's just really weird. And it only has 1 upper control arm because, well, Maybach things. But the V12 is still in there. Kind of hard to see from down here. I imagine we'll probably have that thing out tomorrow. Maybe we'll get to crush this thing or throw it off some forks or something, but we really want to give this thing a proper death because I've heard from a couple of people that this car is just no fun. All right, looks like we made it over here just in time. Zach is getting ready to do the first attempt at removing the bi-turbo 12 from the engine bay here. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. I'm guessing he forgot something. I think he may have cheated and pre-lifted though, but I'm going to say something's going to hold him up. Let's see what we got. Don't mind my hand in the camera. All right. Dun da da da, dun da da da, dun da da da. I present to you the bi-turbo Mercedes V12. What a beast.
There she is.
Imagine working on this thing in the car. You gotta pull this for anything. I mean, you get a cooling hose leak back here though. There's your fill. Valve cover gaskets, how do you do those in the car?
Yes.
Sorry, cam cover gaskets. This isn't a darn small block, you redneck. I would say we just rounded third on the disassembly, and by we, I mean Zach and not this guy. What was that? One more? Yeah. Good job, man. That was fast.
Thank you, sir.
That was really no big deal. We're going to let Zach get back to work here, and hopefully the next time we see this car, it's going to be the last time. We'll flatten it a little bit. I don't want to give anything away. We really don't know what we're going to do with it yet, but we're going to send this thing off in style. So we have come to the end of the road with the 2008 Maybach 57. We have cut the living snot out of this thing, gotten all the good parts we can off of it. We saved a core support. Nothing in the rear was worth saving. And we really don't want to ever see this car again, so we brought it to a very special place to be with all its very special YouTube friends. Let's take a tour of the other cars it's sitting next to here, and we'll let you fill in the blanks of what's about to happen to these things. We already know this thing. Here is Mona the Maserati from the Car Trek Christmas Special. A Neiman Marcus edition car that was supposed to make us a ton of money, and it really didn't. This thing was an absolute turd. We're smashing some Neiman Marcus seats in here. There's a lot of rare stuff still in here that just really didn't sell, so apparently nobody wants this stuff. Kind of indicative of Maserati ownership as a whole. Let's move on to the next one. I believe this is a 1988 Rolls Royce. That was famously found on Autotempest.com, where you can find other high-quality vehicles like this. Lovely vehicle. Again, it made no money. Nothing really sold off of it, but it was really fun to bring this thing home from Car Trek. So, another one in the grave. This one was actually kind of surprising. I believe it was a 76. It's been a couple years. Another Rolls Royce we actually got off of the Wizard over in Kansas. This thing sold a ton of parts, it generated a ton of phone calls, and we are done with it too. Last but not least, probably my favorite, and I'm a little sad to see this thing go, the Bricklin SB1. The Canadian supercar that was, yeah, in Fuego. Not a whole lot to say about this thing because there's not a whole lot here. Freddie Tavares Hernandez was supposed to save this thing, but we believe he's given up on that project too. So we're just gonna smash this thing and finally get it the heck out of our lives. With that being said, I think that's gonna bring us to the end of the video here. Stay tuned, we'll get some cool footage of these things becoming little Mountain Dew cans. I'm John at JandJAutoWrecking. Please head on over to our website and buy some parts off of these cars so we can keep making these videos. I make terrible automotive choices when it comes to parting out cars. Thanks for watching. Mona! No! What have they done to you? That's a durable vent window there. Look at it.